feeling like having some chicken strips for lunch today, so I'm gonna make them the best keto way I can think of. So I've got one frozen chicken breast, 1 tablespoon of freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano, left over from my spicy chicken dip that I made on the weekend, 2 tablespoons of what I like to call keto crumbs, and I will link my video on how you make those. I'm also gonna use some mayonnaise. Step 1, let's get this rock hard piece of chicken thawed. I like to float mine in a bath of hot water. Maybe I should have used a little bigger tub. Okay, let's try that again. Still rock hard, but going into a bigger water bath. And don't lecture me about food safety. This chicken's gonna take maybe 5 minutes to thaw this way, and I personally feel like that is 100% safer than letting it sit out to thaw. Okay, chicken's defrosted and we are ready to start cooking. So let's get to it. Okay, first step. Got my mayo in a bowl. Got my chicken nice and drained. Like the only time I can really justify using a paper towel because germs. And I'm just gonna cut my chicken into the strip size and shape that I want. There you go. Chicken strips. I'm gonna throw them in the mayonnaise. And there you go. And I'm gonna use the mayo to coat my chicken before it goes into the dredge. You could use an egg. I like mayo. It has eggs in it. Same difference. A little more delicious. Okay. Nicely coated. So, we have our dredge. That was 2 tablespoons of pulverized pork rinds, chicharrones, also known as keto crumbs, and I will link my video on how I make those in the description. Some Italian seasoning, and about a little more, maybe a heaping teaspoon of Parmigiano Reggiano that was freshly grated on Sunday. And that is gonna hold all of those crumbs together, so don't leave it out. Now, I'm gonna have this with some honey mustard dipping sauce that I picked up, a sugar-free version. I'll show you that later. But if you're gonna do this with, say, chicken and waffles or something like that, you might wanna throw in some other spices, like some cayenne, yum, 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 or granulated garlic. I like this because it doesn't have any carbs. I try to stay away from things that have salt added, like garlic salt, because I'm gonna do my own salt, my own pepper, and I'll do that once I have it on the baking sheet. Key: preheat your oven to 425. It's gonna take a while. Okay, so let me get a fork. Like to be prepared, but sometimes I forget something. Okay, so let's just mix that all up. Let's see how that's gonna be. It's gonna be enough. You can buy fancy prep bowls and other things, but these little Betty Crocker Betty Crocker leftover containers I get them 3 for $1 at the dollar store. So they're perfect. Okay, let's take our chicken. Just throw that in there lightly. I could put the lid on and shake it up, but what that would do is just get mayonnaise on the sides of the container, which the crumbs would stick to, taking it away from my chicken. So I just roll it around. Okay. There you go. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so that's gonna go onto my baking sheet. I love these little half sheet pans. Got them at Sur La Table. Fancy, I know. But I use them dang near every day. So they were well worth it. And I get the little Silpat sheet so I don't have to use aluminum foil or any other kind of one-use product. I'm determined to make 2020 a much greener year for me, my children. Oh, and there goes the dogs. Having 4 dogs means you always have an early warning system when Amazon drops a package off. Porch Pirates aren't getting our stuff. Back to cooking. So we got those on the sheet. We're gonna do up the rest of them. Oh, the oven is ready, which is good because these are nearly ready to go in. Okay, so I'm gonna say that that's 2 portions for me. Might be 1 portion for you. You make your own choices. These are gonna be delicious. Throwing them in the oven. Gonna let them bake. Be right back. So the chicken's gonna take about 20 to 25 minutes. I'll have to check it to see that it's done. But that reminds me, I should start a timer. Okay, Google, start a timer for 20 minutes.
Okay, 20 minutes. And we're starting now.
I love my Google Home. I don't use a timer on the oven anymore. Anyway, so let's talk about sauces. So once you get your chicken strips out, you're gonna want to dip them in something delicious.
And that's starting now.
What is she starting? I don't know. Let's stop her. I don't know. Another timer. Probably have 2 of them going off now. Anyways, sauces. There's a lot of good barbecue sauces on the market that are sugar-free now. One of my favorites is Rufus Teague. My family loves their regular sauce. So I'll post a screenshot or a photo of the label so you can get a better look at all of that information. But it has exactly 3 grams of carbs. Now, another one that I like, and I like their barbecue sauce just as much, is this G. Hughes. And they also make a sugar-free honey mustard dipping sauce, which is kind of my favorite for chicken strips. So I just got this and we're gonna give it a try. It has 1 gram of carbs. 1, just 1. Delish. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna use for these babies when they come out of the oven. See you in a bit. Bye. So we have the sauce handled. What are we gonna have with it? I know that might not be important to some, but it is to me because I like a pretty plate. So I'm gonna make a little quick salad. It's kind of the way I roll. It's gotta be quick. I don't like tomatoes. I don't want onions. I don't need mushrooms. I don't want any of that. All I really want is I want some freshly chopped romaine and my Marie's super blue cheese. This stuff is crazy good. 1 gram of carbs. 1 gram. It's the best thing on the market too, taste-wise. So, and people, please don't buy bagged chopped romaine. Do you have any idea when they chop that? That's kind of gross. So I just buy the 3-pack of hearts of romaine and I chop it up, throw it in here, and refill as I use it up. But we go through maybe a head a day, but it never gets rusty, and that's because it's fresh. So 2 tablespoons is the serving size. It's about that. I like to do it in a bowl before I plate it. That way I get it all perfectly covered. You can try other blue cheeses, but I would definitely keep an eye on the nutritionals. A lot of companies will add sugar so that they can fool you into thinking that it's better tasting than it would be if it didn't have all that sugar. Delicious. Okay, salad's ready. Still waiting on the chicken? Okay, Google, how much time is left on the timer? You're thinking too long, Google. She's let me down.
12 minutes and 50 seconds.
No, she didn't. She just had to think. 12 minutes. 12 minutes, we'll be eating. They're done. Okay, Google, stop. Let's get them out. Okay. There you go. Gonna let these babies cool a little bit, and then we're gonna start eating. Be right back. Okay, lunch is ready. And while I was waiting for it to bake and cool, I threw the whole recipe into MyFitnessPal, the free version. No reason to pay. You can create recipes in there and get your nutritionals, add them to a tracker, all of those things. I don't track religiously at this moment in time. When I'm way off the keto train and I want to get back on, I do, because it's hard to adjust without tracking. But right now, I don't need to track, so I ain't going to track. But I do like to know what is in my food, nutritionally wise, so I use the recipe builder so I can figure it out. And here's how that one worked out. We have, and this is just for the strips with the coating. 143 calories, 9 grams of fat. Let's see here, 0 grams of carbohydrates. Total winner. Protein, 15 grams of protein. So that is pretty good. I would like the fat to be a little higher because it should be higher than the protein. The protein should be the second place in that food pyramid. Fat, protein, carbohydrates, all the way down at the very bottom. That's the keto food pyramid. But anyways, what does it mean if I don't get all the carbs for the day? Well, that means, cheers, I get some wine. So I'm gonna have a little wine with my lunch. Don't judge. Okay, I'm gonna go, well, maybe I should try them for you. Let's see. Okay, so we'll take this little tiny guy. Tiny baby nugget. Oh, look how delicious that looks. And that's just the baby. And these are baked, but they're delicious. Okay, so let's try some honey mustard. See what we think. Delicious. I like the crunch. Chicken's tender. The Parmesan gives it just a little bit of, I don't know, kind of that chewiness that you get from breading. Hard to say, but I like it. It's delish. Let's go in for some barbecue sauce here. And this is a tangy barbecue sauce. Ooh, yeah, that one's got the heat. It's good. Okay, I'm gonna go enjoy a beautiful lunch. Oops, sorry, should turn the plate around so you can see the chicken strips. A beautiful lunch with a glass of wine. See you later. Okay, let's call this the post credits. I ended up eating all of those chicken strips because they cooked down a lot more than I expected them to. So you can pretty much double all the nutritionals, and I'll include that information in the links below. But no shame. It was delicious. It's the first meal I've had of the day, and I'll probably just have something light later anyway. Not that it really matters, but I'm really full now. My tummy's happy. So you do you, boo. I'll do me. Until next time, keep it keto.